the next demonstration is going to be how to assemble the seats in a row. Yeah, we have, for the purpose of this demonstration, just set up in the workspace some random seats that we had that were laying about, and some that we've been used on a job at the moment. So the colours and the metalwork and the types, but in essence the process is exactly the same. So you will have on your installation document, manual, how to perform marking out for the layout, and you will either be setting the seats up as such with this one where you fix it or you stand it over the centre line, or where the seat ends up in the middle of the row, you could be setting the chairs up where the centre line is in the middle of a chair for rows with odd numbers. Again, more will be explained in the installation document. This is just for visual purposes. So to stand the first piece of metalwork down as such, then grey bushes as such, again in the installation manual, need to go onto the back pins. Sometimes a little bit stiffer than others, but there you go. So if we just do these number here, this will give you an idea of exactly how many need to be done. So lay the metalwork out roughly in line on the step, because presumably you'll be starting in the mezzanine, in the stalls, in the orchestra, things exactly the same thing. So try and set them out just slightly wider than the centre size of the seat. Next process is get the seats out of the boxes. These will be wrapped again, undo them and stand them up as Adrian is doing so. The weighted part of the seat goes downwards and the curved part, so that they will stand up of their own volition and you don't knock them over, and it just makes the whole process of standing chairs up a lot easier, because you can set your workspace accordingly, so that you have certain guys that just come around laying parts out, so you make sure you get the right chairs with the right sizes in the right places. Again, please always refer back to your installation manual and your layout information, which is contained in the drawings. The next step is to centre the seats up onto the pins as such. Put that onto there, that onto there. That onto there. That onto there. And again. And again. So you have a small row of 4 chairs. Obviously, in the instance of where you're doing them, you will have the end casting goes onto the end of the row, but the process is the same as we have on another video, which you will have seen already. Next process after that, these backs are different. They just happen to be backs that we have on a job that's going through the factory. But in essence, the process is exactly the same. So you'll be taking your backs out of your boxes. You'll be separating the backboard from the inner cushion part of it. As I said, these ones are made up of chairs where the upholstery goes directly onto the backboard, so they're not in 2 separate pieces. But the deal is the same. Lay them out behind the back of the chair. In the event of where you're working in upstairs, you in the mezzanine will have to stand the backs up at a higher level like that, because you'll have the step at this level somewhere on the row behind. Next step is to grab your back bolts. Again, refer to your installation manual for the size. The backs slot in place as Adrian is doing so. continuously winding them, ensuring that you don't cross thread the things, hence the reason for just winding them in just enough turns so as you know that the threads have caught into the captive nut without cross threading, but don't waste a lot of time winding them in with your fingers any further than you need to ensure that you haven't got them cross threaded. Okay, so that is the general process of the operation. We will, then all you need to do is ensure that the metalwork is in the vertical upright position before you tighten the backs, and this is the process. Okay. Again, we refer back to the other video that we did that showed you how to actually put the backs in, because these are a slightly random selection of metalwork that we've got here. Refer to the other video that we made and your installation manual. So these, we won't tighten these up because